Hi guys, hello. Well, thank you for tuning in. If today is your first time, you're welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining. So today we are basically talking about the important things that you need to do during your first week landing in Canada as a permanent resident, or even as a student, or as a foreign worker, or if if you got a job and you're moving to Canada. What are the very first things that you should do landing into a new country? Now, this is in no particular order. Number one I have on my list, which is important, is to immediately you land in Canada as a PR, obtain your health insurance. Register for health insurance. Whatever province it is that you're landing in, register for health insurance. And this is important because should in case you need to go to the hospital, in order for you not to pay out of pocket for the service, and believe me you when I tell you that healthcare in Canada is expensive. It is very expensive. So in order for you not to pay out of pocket, because again, who knows, you can never tell when you might need an emergency. You might have an emergency and you need to go to the hospital, or you need to go to your doctor's office, or whatever it is. So one of the things that you need to do, very important, is to register for health insurance so that you can be covered under the provincial health care. And closely related to that is also finding a clinic. I like to call them clinic, but you can call them finding like a family doctor for yourself and your family, where you guys will be registered, because that would always be your first point of contact if you have to go to, like an hospital, except whatever is wrong with you is an emergency. You can dial 911 or you go straight to the emergency center. But if it's like, okay, you need to see the doctor or whatever, you would always go to your family doctor. So that's one of the things that you need to first of all do: register for health insurance and get yourself a family doctor. 2 is to update your address with IRCC. Yes, update your address with IRCC. Usually when you land, even as a PR, they would ask you for the address of where you're going to be staying, right? And the sole purpose of them doing that is so that they can send your PR card, your permanent resident card, because it's not going to be given to you when you land, right? They're going to send it to an address that you're going to provide. So if you ever have any reason to change that particular address that you have provided at the airport, then you need to update IRCC so that they are sending your documents to the appropriate destination, right? One of the things that you need to pay, or you need to do during your first week. Another thing is you need to open a bank account. There are so many banks here in Canada. You can, and a lot of them have different packages. And again, I think it's just imperative here to say that, as against in Nigeria, where I'm from, we pay monthly fees for bank accounts here in Canada. You pay monthly fees. Yes, you pay on a monthly basis for maintaining an account here in Canada. So a lot of all these institutions, a lot of all these financial institutions, they all have their packages, different rishi provisions and services. So you can ask around and see which one has the best. Some of them even have incentives that they provide for newcomers. For example, some of them would say that if you're landing in Canada for the first time as a PR within the first year, you're going to be paying $0 for that monthly fee, right? Some of them would say if you open up, maybe you set up like a direct deposit, they'll give you like a couple of steps. They even offer financial incentives, right? So you can ask around, see which one is best for you, and then open a bank account. Another reason it's important to do that very quickly, so that you can get a credit card. Even though you can get a credit card without opening a bank account with a specific institution, you can get a credit card from any institution. It doesn't have to be your primary bank, right? But it's also just start to build your financial history and all that. Open a bank account, have that ready. Again, all of this is just a preparation to get a job, right? So that you can never tell when the employer will call you and they would need for you to provide some of these documentations, like your direct deposit slip, they call this, yeah, like your void check, so that they can register you into the system and all that. So it's always good to have some of these things handy, right? You can never tell when you're going to need it. Now, another thing you need to do is obtain your SIN. Very important. Your social insurance number. Very important, because there's practically nothing that you want to do in Canada where they will not, that they won't ask you for your social insurance number. Whether it is the fact that you want to register, even for health insurance, you want to register for health insurance at the bank, or at the anything and everything that you want to do, even employment, you're going to need your social insurance number. And this is not only applicable to permanent residents, it's also there for foreign workers, and it's also there for students. Now, there are various digits for different people, but everybody has their social insurance number. Is like your life, right? So you need to have one. Very important. Every step of the way, you are likely going. Maybe the only thing you don't need social insurance number for is to probably get a phone. To get a phone number. But for every other thing, you definitely need a social insurance number. And another thing you want to do in your first week is you want to get a phone, or if you want to get a phone number. Yeah, so there are so many telecommunication services, here in Canada, or quite a number of them, telecommunication providers. Just get one of them, but make sure that it's a good one, that you get. Not that the one that the service is not good, because some of them, their services are not as strong. So it depends. You can ask around and just look at your area, which one has the best coverage. So get a phone number and get one from a good service provider. Another thing you want to do your first week is to register for fair entry. So fair entry is actually a kind of provision that is there for low-income earners. And there are so many benefits that you can get registering for the fair entry. Usually, they would offer you, by registering under that program as a low-income earner, you can get some discounts, right? So your bus pass, you get it at a discounted rate. You can even get discounts to tourist attractions like the zoo, right? And so many places, like the list is endless. They would give you all this discount. And the reason why this fair entry is good is because coming into the country, as a low-income earner, you are trying to save money, save costs, and again, you still want to enjoy your life, right, Abby? Sure, I'm in a new country. Maybe whilst I'm still waiting for things to get along, I want to visit this place, that place. So that allows you to spend as little as possible, rather than if they are charging maybe $100 per person to go to the zoo now. That's not the amount, though. I can't remember how much the value is. But with fair entry, you can be paying, I don't know, maybe like 20% of that amount. As you're paying something, you can have like 80% off or something like that. Something very ridiculous. You're going to be paying something very minute with that fair entry. So that's one of the reasons why that one is good. It helps you to settle in easily, and it gives you access to so many things at discounted rates. Another one I have here on my list is for you to visit the Center for Newcomers. Go to the Center for Newcomers. I believe there is one in, there will be one in all of the provinces or the city where you are landing. And it's good to visit those places because you will get loads and tons of information from these guys. Whether it's in terms of job, it's in terms of settling, everything that you need. It's like they have the checklist for you. Everything that is going to make your life easy. Coming here as a first time or coming here as a new immigrant, they have it, and they're going to provide you with this information. Because I remember, right, when we landed then at the time, and we were even pregnant with our first child, just one of those days we didn't have anywhere to go. Those early days when we just somebody said Center of Newcomers, okay, let's go there now. And we came back with loads and tons of information. It was even from there, I got information about pregnancy, things that people that you can, or organizations that you can reach out to, you different things, right? So they have lots and tons of information available for new immigrants, and they make your life as seamless as possible for you to settle in. So that's also one of the things that you should do in your within your first week. All of those information they provide for you would at least help you know where to start from. And again, some of this information involves, how to get this or get that you're going to need within the first few weeks before you settle down, right? So it's also, if it's always is one of the most important things that you should do within your first week. The last I have on my list here, which is something I believe that you should have been doing the moment you received your visa self. You should have been doing this maybe before, is of course apply for a job. Very important. I have heard of people who have gotten jobs within their first week of landing. Of course, they started the process before arriving in Canada. So it's not impossible to get a job within your first week. It's not. Start applying for a job. Again, because you don't know how long those processes can take, or how long it's going to get you to get the kind of job that you want. So the earlier the better. Also, one of the first things that you should focus on doing within your first week of arriving in Canada. And aside that, of course, within your first week, familiarize yourself with the environment, familiarize yourself with your city. The good thing, one of the things I love about being, abroad is because you don't necessarily have to plan to say, you want to go to this. You can just go. There are so many parks all around. Just go there, take a stroll, walk. So many places that you can just go, right, and enjoy nature. And so one of the things that you should also do in your first week is not all walk. Like, let me try do that, and also take some time to familiarize yourself with your environment and soak in your, what do I call it now, soak in all the things that you can enjoy your transition, basically. But again, this is largely dependent on the season of the year when you arrive in Canada. If you do come in summer, is a very good time to explore. Sometimes in summer you feel like you're in Lagos because it can be really hot, right? But if you arrive in winter, there isn't much to do than just be playing with the snow outside. But again, if you arrive in autumn is also a very beautiful season. The trees have changed colors. You have orange trees, red trees, green trees, yellow. Beautiful time to also walk in the park and enjoy nature. And yeah, what other season of the year? Spring. Yeah, spring is also a good time, although we are just escaping from the claws of winter at that time. But spring is also a good time. And yeah, pretty much that's what I thought I'll share with you guys today. And thank you very much for tuning in. Please do not forget to do work, like, share, and subscribe. This thing is already becoming like a chorus for me every time. I don't even have to think much about it before I say it. Anyway, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.